Hi friends, welcome to our weekly meeting of Toastmasters speakers, trainers and coaches. All Toastmasters and guests, welcome to this weekly meeting. As every meeting has some ground rules, we also have basic ground rules which we advise everyone to follow during the meeting. Please keep your mobile phone on mute. Please keep your mic on mute and video on throughout the meeting. Also, when you have to say something, you can raise your hand and you will get the opportunity to speak during the meeting. And when you are allowed, you can start talking. Also, we request that refrain from talking about political, religion and sex during our conversation and participation during the meeting. Also, we request that when you are not around, you can mute, you can close your video, and when you are coming back, you can start your video again. So friends, as every meeting has a mission, every club has a mission, we also has a mission of getting personal growth to our members by participating in the speech contests and other areas of table topic and review and provide ample opportunity for showing your communication skills, growing in personal growth and leadership skills, communication skills, and you can practice and improve your communication skills during our meetings. Also, we by joining this meeting, you agree to let us use your name, voice, and image in the recording. We want to assure you that your privacy is most important to us, and we will only use the recording for the purpose intended for. If you want any clarification or you have any questions, you can get in touch with the EC members after the meeting. Today, we have a special meeting, and meeting is divided into two parts. Part one is where our DTM Dr. Gayatri Deshmukh will be talking about Yoodli, a very useful tool in our Toastmasters. And part two is like, I am very happy to announce that Nirmit Goyal, who has become our district level champion in Humorous Speech Contest, she will be delivering her speech today with all of us. And now the presiding officer for this meeting will be Kaira Miyajiwala. She is a trained speaker and coach, trained by our international coach Arfin Khan. She is a very prominent president of our club for last 6 months, and I must say that club has progressed very well. And Kaira was recently given the best president award also during this meeting in Hyderabad, and we welcome to Kaira to take over from here. I announce that this meeting is open now. Kaira, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rajiv ji, for your introduction. And I would love to welcome everyone to our meeting. Welcome Suresh ji, welcome Sunil ji, Sunil, welcome Mario, welcome Sunita, welcome Malvika, welcome Richa, welcome Suresh, and welcome Saurabh. We love having you here with us every single week, and we hope we continue to see you every week as well. So we have an exciting session. We have two amazing education sessions. One on the magical AI that is called Yoodli, and two on how to crack the humorous speech contest or what goes into it, to the preparation of it. And with that, let me just dive straight into what we've all come here to witness. that is the education session by distinguished Toastmaster Dr. Gayatri. So she's a stress and anxiety management coach. She's an emotional intelligence coach and a meditation practitioner. She worked in the media industry for over a decade with Times of India, Viacom, 18, and Z Network. She joined Toastmasters in September 2020. She was a district finalist in the International Speech Contest in District 91. She has had the privilege of speaking in clubs in the World Bank and NASDAQ. She made it to the Fox Story India's list of India's 100 under 40 last year. She was awarded with an honorary doctorate in meditation practice by World Peace Institute of United Nations. And she recently became a Yoodli ambassador. Over to you, distinguished Toastmaster Dr. Gayatri.
Thank you so much, Madam President and our MC for today. Before I dive into what Yoodli is all about and all of these things, here is a question for all of you. How many of you have already signed up on Yoodli? Okay, a few of you. Now, here is the link I'm sharing with everyone. So everybody who has joined from their laptops, I'm going to request you all to please sign up on Yoodli, and I'll give you 2 minutes for that. The reason why I'm saying this is that throughout the session, I'll invite you all to participate in each and every aspect of Yoodli, which I will be explaining. Okay, everybody onto it. In case of any query, please ask me. Yes, Saurabh?
Regarding email, personal email ID, will it be fine?
Yes, whichever email ID you use regularly, you can register on Yoodli with that email ID. And whenever Yoodli has some feedback for you, or whenever the feedback is generated, Yoodli will send all the details to that email ID.
Yeah, okay, sure.
To give you a better experience, once you have signed up, Yoodli will give you a few options. They will be asking you a few questions regarding your interest, the reasons why you would be requiring Yoodli. And once you answer those questions, Yoodli will be able to give you better feedback and serve you better. Please give me a raise of hand once you are done with the signing up process. Okay, we have a few of them who have signed up. Okay, there's a question, what is, okay, we have Sunil Parmar asking what is. So Sunil, would you please elaborate on what the question is? Okay, it is, if you can just copy paste the link that I have shared, it will. Yes. Sunil, did you get the answer to your question? Sunil, could you please unmute yourself and share with us what your question is exactly?
So I want to know about Yoodli.ai. What is
Correct.
it?
Correct. So that is what I'm going to dive into. But once you have signed up, it will be easier for you to understand, which is why I was waiting for everyone to sign up.
Okay.
Okay. Now that everyone is signed up on Yoodli, let us talk a little bit about what this app is all about. AI is taking over. A lot of discussion is happening about whether artificial intelligence is taking away jobs, whether artificial intelligence is as effective as human intelligence. Is artificial intelligence replacing human beings? Answer to all of these questions is just one. Artificial intelligence is not taking away the jobs. People who use artificial intelligence effectively are the ones who are getting those jobs. Why is artificial intelligence necessary? One, and the most important reason is that it reduces your stress level considerably. It makes you more productivity. It makes you more effective in terms of time management. The kind of things that you are really looking forward to, like for example, ChatGPT. Nobody suggests to go on ChatGPT, give a prompt and use whatever is prompted by ChatGPT as it is. However, it is advised to pick up whatever ChatGPT is giving you and put your own thing into it, make it your own, and then present it. With Yoodli, it's just that. Yoodli is not here to replace your human evaluators. Yoodli is here to assist your human evaluators to give you better feedback. I believe since everybody has already registered on Yoodli, they have signed up on Yoodli, let me quickly share my screen and show how the home page would look like. Is this what your page looks like? You can unmute yourselves and give me the answer, not a problem. This will be an interactive session.
Yes, that is the first page which looks.
That is the first page that you can see. How many of you have a problem with filler words and filler sounds? How many of you feel that I have too many filler words and filler sounds in my when I'm speaking? Okay, a few of you. I can see a few hands raised. Now here is the thing. Yoodli is not just about recording your speeches, you practicing your speeches and giving you feedback and you working on them. Yoodli has come up with a proper strategy to help everybody become better speakers, which is where some games come into play, some games that Yoodli has launched to enable members to become better speakers. Over here, if you see this particular icon, play speaking games, click on that play speaking games. And if you're looking for no filler words, wherein you want to work upon how to reduce the filler sounds and filler words in your speech, then this is the game for you. I had a few hands raised telling me that they had a problem with the filler words and filler sounds. I believe Aditya, our Zoom master today, Aditya, you had raised your hand.
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Okay, so Aditya, would you like to participate in this particular segment?
Sure. I don't mind.
Okay, I'm going to request you to please share your screen and let us start playing the game, and everybody will get to see exactly how Yoodli helps you.
Just 1 second.
Yes, Saurabh?
I shared a image in the chat box, like which option to select.
Over here, I saw this thing. So mostly I think you want to speak confidently. If that is your reason to join, you can say speak confidently in the meetings.
Okay, means anyone.
Yeah, anyone. There is no right and wrong answer here. All right.
Can you all see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen. And I'm going to request you, Aditya, to click on start playing. Now, I would like you to click on that word bank right under the word bank that is add more. If you can click on that add more and select all of those sounds and the words. Because everybody's R and sounds a little different. Okay, I'm going to request you to start playing and be prepared. Yoodli is going to give you a topic and you have to start speaking immediately.
Okay, it's like an impromptu thing, is it?
It's impromptu speaking, but you don't get 10 seconds to think.
Okay.
All the best.
This is gonna be exciting. Yeah.
I would like to live in the palatial mansion of the Queen of England in London because that's going to be such a royalty for me to live in. I'm going to be having a lot of help besides a lot of help, a lot of maids, a lot of servants who would be taking care of all my needs. And I'm going to be having such a huge lawn where I would love to play cricket and other sports, which I love playing. And this is going to be such an amazing experience because I'll be the owner of the palatial mansion. Even I can have the liberty to have it for myself. That's basically what I wanted to say. Thank you.
And now that is the score. This is the score that Aditya has. How many ums, how many ahs, and how many filler words are used. Now, this is a very mechanically generated report. So when like was marked by Yoodli, it was basically when Aditya was talking about what he genuinely likes. So like was not really used as a filler word. But since it is AI generated mechanical report, it's going to give you what command you have given them. This is where your human intelligence comes into play. Thank you so much, Aditya. You can stop your screen share.
Thank you so much for having me do this. Thank you.
Wonderfully attempted. Now imagine you have a problem wherein you use too many ahs and ums when you're speaking. 10 minutes daily, you spend time with this Yoodli game of filler words. How quickly do you think you're going to overcome that hurdle, that hoop that you have to cross all the time? This is where Yoodli comes into play. You can also play it like scores, like, during the video games when people share their scores in the groups and they have these competitions. You might as well do that with your club members. Now it is time to move on to the second aspect. How many of you feel that table topics can be challenging sometimes? With a raise of hand, Saurabh Shetty, Aditya, Naren. All right, Shama, I'm going to once again ask everybody if you guys have signed up on Yoodli. If not, I am sharing the link once again, and I'll request you all to please sign up so that you can participate with us over here. A question I'm going to ask everyone who would, okay, Nirmit, would you like to go for the table topics game? All right, please come on stage and share your screen. Now, this is not a generic table topic. The filler sound, filler words, that particular game was a simple one, wherein a topic was given to you and you just have to speak and be alert that there are not many ahs and ums. This particular game that we are going to now play, it's the advanced level table topic game, wherein a topic will be given to you and every few seconds a word will pop up. And we have to use that word in our speech. So Nirmit, second game, spin a yarn. Can you start playing? So a prompt will come after every few seconds and you have to just kind of go ahead and use that word. Let's see how many hits and how many misses we have. Okay, she has chosen easy. I was going to say medium.
Let me see first, what is it all about? 1 second.
All right, no problem.
Let me see what it is all like.
No problem. You'll have to allow the microphone, allow Yoodli to use your microphone. There is a pop-up.
Allow, yes.
All right. And now start playing.
So the topic will come.
Topic will come. You have to start speaking immediately. And constantly the words will be popping up and you have to use those words in your speech as you go along.
Oh.
This is a vocab building exercise and also for your lateral thinking, analogies. Go ahead.
Even and odd are not just numbers.
they mean a lot of things for people. You know, they're like gems. Some people like to collect even gems and some like to collect odd gems. Now, while you are presenting your treasures to everybody, what it means basically is that you are, you know, putting all these gems in a yarn and you're making okay, this is a yam. Okay, so now you have all these gems and now you can, you know, make a nice crown for yourself. So just comb your hair and put a crown on your head. And not just that, now you have to drink, you know, your wine and make it all royal. But before all that dressing up, you got to take a bath, which is most important. Otherwise, people will run away. And then put your nail paints. Now, this is
All right. Now, how many of you noticed that Nirmit used the word comb and the word bath, but they were not.
nail also.
Yeah, nail also you used, but it was used towards the end, so maybe Yoodli may not have grabbed it. But the words bath and comb were used. However, Yoodli did not grab it. What happened there? Pronunciation.
Maybe the pronunciation.
Yes, Mansi, absolutely right. The pronunciations. So, Nirmit, you can now stop the screen share. But
I want to know something. Supposing, like, you know, now my daughter's birthday is coming and I'm thinking of, you know, keeping this as a game for them, for kids. Now, supposing this has happened, can we manually change the score? Like,
no,
score is coming 0.
We cannot. This is artificial intelligence completely done by an algorithm, completely done by the team.
Okay. One more thing I want to know is, why is the score coming 0?
Oh, because hits are 3, misses are 4. So final score plus and minus together, the score is.
Okay. So if it was 4 hits and 1 misses, the score would be 1. All right. So my score is actually 2 then.
Thank you so much, Nirmit. Thank you so much. You can stop the screen share now.
It was fun.
Yes. Now, this particular game, Spin a Yarn, helps us in 3 aspects. The first aspect is the vocab building. A lot of words like yam were not really, they are not a part of our regular vocabulary. A lot of this content is generated based on the North American vocabulary and lifestyle. So a lot of things may not be very relevant for us. But a lot of words which are not a part of our regular vocabulary keep popping up and it adds to our vocabulary. Second aspect is the pronunciations. Yoodli is not yet adapted to the pronunciations in the eastern part of the world. The Yoodli team is working on it to be more inclusive in terms of pronunciations in our part of the world. But at this point of time, if you are that person who is probably preparing for LTES or TOEFL or some of these exams, or you want to neutralize your accent, then in that particular scenario, this particular game can really help you because you get to know the words that we are not pronouncing properly. Second aspect is that Yoodli even transcribes a lot of things for us, which we will get to know when we move on to the next game. Anybody has any queries regarding this particular game?
So if I have one.
Okay, yes, Mansi.
If we are speaking very fast, is it taking the pace also in the game? I mean, very fast or slow?
Yes, it does. It does. Now I'm going to share that another aspect of Yoodli towards the end, which will tell you exactly what I'm talking about. But that particular aspect, pace, Yoodli is going to point it out for you. See, Naren?
Yeah, so is this an online game, or even while being offline, we can play this?
Online, as in no, you'll have to be online for that. I mean, internet has to be there.
Okay.
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 All right, we will move on to the next game. Who is game to take up the challenge for the next Yoodli game? Okay, this game is really, oh, we have Malvika. Okay, Malvika. Request you to please come on screen and share your screen.
I didn't hear what it was. I was over eagerly put my
Yeah.
hand.
I hope you don't regret later on. Please share your screen.
Okay, I'll share my screen.
Every time we are preparing a speech, some of the advanced level evaluators often give us advice. You should have used some better language in your speech. You should have used more of metaphors in your speech. You should have used more of an analogy in your speech. How to think about these analogies, how to come up with these analogies. For that, we have this game called as Metaphor Mania. Okay, Malvika, I'm going to request you to click on Start Playing for Metaphor Mania. Now, this is a little crazy game. You want to... Now, this is what is going to happen, Malvika. They're going to give you a prompt. XYZ is like. The first thing that pops in your head is what you have to tell them. That XYZ is like this. Okay? Or, okay, let the entertainment begin.
All right. Oh, a bad date is like plastic because it's fake. Pizza Hut is like meeting your soulmate because it tastes good. Because you can enjoy, bathing is because you can enjoy in the water. Because you don't get it in India, so you're just waiting for it forever. Because you feel heavy and uncomfortable. I don't know if I got it correct or not. Okay.
There is no right or wrong over here.
No, because was I supposed to repeat the question and say it or no? I wasn't sure about that. Like
that is perfectly fine. However, you like to play with it. Personally, I tried playing it several times in a way that I repeated the question and then gave the answer. Then I tried to say it in the mind to appear more intelligent. This is one game I never got right.
Okay.
Now, what happens over here is after you have recorded all of your answers, all you can do is you can go back to them and think about it. Can I come up with something better? Can I do something better with this particular analogy? What is it that you will achieve out of this game? Next time when you are writing a speech, automatically you start using metaphors and similes. For example, in my speech, if I'm talking about a time when I was extremely unhappy and everything around me was sad, I automatically start writing the speech like, oh, I was sad like so and so from so and so thing, or I was feeling as if this was happening there. It felt like this was going to happen. We automatically start implementing that in our regular speeches, which means it becomes a part of our language, like the signature. Thank you so much, Malvika. Nirmit, you have a question?
I have a question. So in this game, are we supposed to repeat the whole line as she was doing? Because by the time she was repeating, the time was getting over. So it's like plastic. So if you repeat like this, the time gets over. So if I just say, because it ends up in a trash can. So if I just say this, because it ends in a trash can, will it take it?
It will take it. It will take it. This particular game, it's not about artificial intelligence giving you score. This particular game is more for your self-analysis. How quickly I'm coming up with it.
Right, wrong, or anything.
It's not about right and wrong. It's about how far I have come in my analytical abilities, in my lateral thinking, and all of those things. Okay, so that is Metaphor Mania. Now we finally come to that big game, which actually is something that helps us with storytelling aspect. Okay, Naren wants to go for that.
No, I just wanted to ask, in the previous game, no score, is it? We don't get the score.
For the previous game, there is no score because it is entirely up to you. Today you feel something, tomorrow you might feel entirely different about the same analogy. So it is all about how far you have come as an individual.
So how will I know the performance?
This particular game is all about self-evaluation.
Okay.
Okay, this particular game is about self-evaluation, or over here you can go to your mentor for your feedback.
Okay.
Okay. Now for
Thanks.
the next game. Yes, Malvika?
Basically, it's the whole thing is recorded and you can share your recordings with others as well.
For this particular game, not much, because it's a game and it's going to be constant. For the recording sharing, I'll come to that once the games are over. I will talk about how the recordings can be shared.
Because you said you can share this to your mentor. So I was
You
like,
can
oh,
talk to your mentor because you have the screenshot of all the questions asked to you and you know what the answers are. So you can speak to your mentor that this is what I had come up with. Do you have some better options for that? Okay, we have the next game lined up, fourth game. Who would like to participate for that? Yes, Shama, I was hoping that you would say. All right.
But, unfortunately, I don't have the access to Yoodli because Safari, it's not granting it to Safari. Can I see your screen and I can?
So the thing is that we will need you to do it because Yoodli is going to transcribe what you're going to say. So if we
Okay.
can have someone who has signed up on Yoodli, then that would be.
I'm at a loss.
Can
Okay.
it not happen? Supposing we do it in Zoom and that person speaks.
No.
Our microphone has to be used.
Yes, it has to be your analysis.
So,
All right. Do we have someone who would like to go with that? Saurabh Shetty. Okay, Saurabh. Can we have you on screen and would you please share your screen?
Yeah, 1 minute. Can you see?
Yes, the screen is now visible. Please click on start playing for storyteller beta. Beta one, the storyteller. Yeah, start playing. You'll have to allow the microphone. And you start playing.
oh,
Deep in the heart of the mystical island there lived a barbarian warrior king. His land was known for.
No, don't start talking. Wait.
Uh,
Okay, I'd like you to go back. Hold on.
Oh.
No, go back. Can you see that back button?
Okay.
Yeah, go back. Now here is the thing, Saurabh. Once you start playing, AI is going to start generating a story for you. Read what is written. After you have read what they have written, then you start talking and you take the story forward. After you have taken the story forward, AI will again think and take the story forward from there. Then again, you start talking. So don't click on start talking while you are reading. Okay? All right. Okay, let's go.
Start playing now.
So do they have to read aloud?
If he wants to read aloud, he can read aloud. If he wants to read in his mind, he can read in mind. But if he reads aloud, then everybody else can listen to it. So Saurabh, can you read out loud?
Okay, fine. Or should I start on?
No. Don't start talking.
Okay,
Just
okay,
read
fine.
out whatever AI has written. Yeah.
In the haunted village nestled deep within a forest, there was a centaur named Thalassios. His 4 powerful legs and muscular torso made him a sight to behold. But his true power lay in his magical ability to commune with the spirits of the forest. His life was peaceful until one day the spirits began to whisper a warning.
Now, take this story forward. And while you're taking this story forward, for the next 1 minute, you will talk about what happens next in this story. Now click on start talking and you tell us the next part of the story.
Just while clicking start talking, I have to read aloud, right?
You don't have to read it. You have to take the story forward.
Okay.
Okay, what was the last line over here? One day the spirits began to whisper a warning. What should be the next line after this in the storytelling? That is what you will start talking once you click on start talking.
Yeah, a warning that not to visit this place during the night time. Because in night time the spirits power are means increase and he will be wandering here and there. It will be risky for any person to visit during that time. So it would be better like to travel during daytime instead of night.
Yoodli has transcribed whatever Saurabh has said. Saurabh, can you scroll up for a moment?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So over here, Yoodli has transcribed everything that Saurabh said. Right from how many times he said, oh, Can you scroll down a bit, Saurabh? Every time he has used nighttime. Correct.
It has
Some of
taken
the-
what you have also said. The
Because
beginning part, it has taken what you had said.
correct. That is because my particular, probably his setting is such that my voice is getting recorded over there. But otherwise, usually you have to do it on your own system. Okay. So Saurabh, you can end the story for now. Thank you so much. You can stop the screen share. So this is that particular game which we used to play when we were kids. Like, I'll tell some part of the story, then your friend will continue with that story, then the third person will continue story from that point onward. This particular app, it's just like this particular game, it's just making us like you don't have anybody else around you, but you can practice it with yourself. So it's basically your storytelling skills and storytelling ideas. It just makes you more creative in thinking if you do this every day. Think about it. You're playing every day with Yoodli and you're talking about more and more ideas and stories in the storytelling aspect. Anybody has any questions regarding this?
No
Yes, Deepesh?
I have joined just now, so I wanted to ask that does it give any kind of comprehensive feedback regarding this? Like how many
Yes, we are
search was
coming to that. We are coming to that. We are coming to that.
All right.
Okay. Yes, Kshama?
I had one question, but then I'll ask later on as it will disturb the flow. I've signed it up, but then where do I go? I mean, in the home.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. Okay. So here is the thing. We are asked about the comprehensive feedback. For the games, there is no such comprehensive feedback because it is introduced as games. It is not for the judgment. It is more to do with practice that we get. Now let us talk about the actual part wherein we record our speeches, share with our mentors. Now this is my Yoodli. Personally, I am preparing for a speech. I want to get feedback. Now over here, who has their email account open at the moment? The email which is registered with Yoodli. Anybody has their email account open? Okay. Okay, Nirmit, you have your email account open. Can you just drop your email ID in the chat? Okay. Now let's say Nirmit is my mentor and I want to get my speech mentored from her. I go to a meeting, my speech gets recorded, or there is another option wherein I can record my own speech on Yoodli itself. Now over here, let's go to dashboard over here. Over here, all of your data will be stored and you will get a lot of things. Now, this is something Yoodli has been consistently upgrading a lot of things. So this particular dashboard, it's a very new entrant that has come into play. So it will start preparing over a period of time. Let us move to this particular part. Can you see the option speech and interview? If we want to record our speech on Yoodli, we click on speech. We start the camera and we start recording. However, if I don't want to record it on Yoodli, I already have delivered the speech at some meeting and they have shared that meeting link with me. I edit my speech out of that and I again go over here in the speech library. In speech library, all of my recorded speeches are there. Now, how do I do that? You see over here, upload. You just click on upload, browse the files, and you can upload your speech from your system to Yoodli. Now, I'm going to quickly walk you through the uploaded speech, which I had uploaded for demonstration. So this was my speech, which I had already recorded during one of the meetings. And now I have uploaded it on Yoodli. Now, what does Yoodli do? Yoodli has effectively transcribed the entire speech, everything that I have said, from what time to what time. Now, over here, we go into the analytics part, checking out the repetitions. So over here, it is said that I practiced. Yoodli, as an artificial intelligence coach, has captured that Gayatri has repeated this particular phrase thrice. In my head, as a speaker, I used it thrice to bring in a triad and to emphasize more on that particular point. Filler words, I did not have any. There was not much of non-inclusive words, but these are the words which I used several times. My this speech was about how I was preparing to give a flawless speech. So, and how I went to various evaluation contests, presented my speech as a test speaker, got feedback in an attempt to deliver that flawless speech with no recommendations, but ultimately it never happened. So the word speech was used about 18 times. Though my speech was about delivering a flawless speech, do I really want to do that? Do I really want to have the word speech repeated 18 times? Or the word recommendations repeated 8 times? Is it too much? Is it too botheration? This is something I can talk about. In terms of weak words, I use the word very too many times. The word so was not very well used. It's used as a filler word. So weak words are basically the words that we can think about replacing while we are doing our speech. Now, let's talk about the comment section. Yoodli,
in this, I'm asking in the middle only because my question would be the same for others also. And if you go forward, it's like coming back again to that screen. So
no problem. Tell me.
When it said like, that, your recommendations was used 8 times, speech was used 18 times. Does it give options also, like thesaurus options also, that you could have used these words?
It's just coming to that.
Okay.
Question is absolutely correct, Nirmit. Absolutely, bang on question. This particular question came on at the right time because that is precisely what Yoodli was doing to me now. So as we look into the comments section, over here, Yoodli has summarized everything that I have spoken, okay? This is the summary of my speech. Now, how many times does it happen that we deliver a speech with something on our mind that this is going to be my message, this is going to be my ultimate takeaway for the audience? And sometimes it happens that audience tells us, you know what, this is what I understood. And that is not what we wanted to tell them in the first place. So Yoodli summarizes this whole speech for me, and it gives me a clearer idea whether or not what I want to convey to the audience is effectively conveyed. Okay. Now, the second aspect of it is, Naren, I have seen you raise your hand. I'll come to you. Okay. Unless it is about this particular part. Now, second thing is, after listening to my speech, Yoodli has come up with the follow-up questions. For example, how did you go about filtering the recommendations you received? Now, I talk about receiving a lot of recommendations and I talk about filtering the recommendations, but I don't share exactly how I do that. So that's a good follow-up question. I may want to share, fill that particular gap in my speech so that the speech becomes more of a useful content for the audience. What techniques do you use ensure your speech is flawless? I don't really want to talk about this in my speech because my speech is not about how to give a flawless speech. My speech is about how to filter the recommendations. So I don't want to answer this question. AI has come up with these follow-up questions. Human intelligence has to be the one talking about it, whether or not we want to do it. How did you adjust your speech to make the title and content matched? Okay, this is something for my reflection. Okay, I will think about it. What advice would you give to other speakers to ensure they deliver a successful speech? Again, this is not what I'm talking about in my speech. Now, as I go down, Yoodli has come up with this particular thing. You used potentially weak phrase, so sure. You may want to consider using more specific, concrete, and empathetic language. But they have not exactly given me what words I can use. But Yoodli has simply suggested me that I should change. Further over here, Yoodli has pointed out that I have in this at 2 minutes 30 seconds, there is something I said which did not sound right. So Yoodli has given me a different way of saying that thing. That means the phrasing I have done in that particular segment is wrong. So Yoodli has rephrased it for me over here. And this tells me that I have said completely wrong things because this is not what I wanted to convey, which means I need to go back and completely change what I was doing. Are we clear so far as to how Yoodli has helped me? Now let me go to my mentor because I'm not understanding what to do. Here, okay, sorry, my bad. For some reason, okay, Nirmit, can you please dictate me your email ID? Nirmit, could you please unmute yourself and dictate me your email ID? It's not, I'm not able to copy it.
NIRMIT SINHA
SINHA okay.
GOEL@gmail.com.
All right. So now I want my mentor to tell me what I need to do. And now I'm going to request Nirmit to please share your screen and let's show everybody how a mentor can get benefited. Okay, would you please share your screen? I'll just let you in your Gmail account. Nirmit?
Yeah, doing it. So I'm refreshing it. I have not yet got it.
No problem. Can you click on the more and check in the spam? Okay. Can you please go back? Yeah, go back to the inbox. Email ID was correct, right?
Let me just check. It's come.
Okay, perfect.
Shared a speech with you.
Yes. Now, once you click on it and then you go on Yoodli, click on the speech. And scroll down and give feedback. Now, as a mentor, this is what Nirmit gets to see. She can listen to my entire speech and she can listen to it twice if she wants. If she wants to give feedback immediately so that she doesn't forget about it. Now, Nirmit, can you just start playing at some point, and can you just maybe take it a little forward at some point?
Somebody else's evaluation.
Oh, no. Yeah, I'm just saying take it a little forward. Or a little more forward if you want. Okay.
Going.
Yeah, okay. So no problem. If you can take it a little forward, it will be a little easier because there are many people who have.
Yeah, it's not going actually, it's not taking.
No problem. Can you click over here, hit enter to submit a comment? Just type whatever feedback you feel like. Now this is at 1 minute 50 seconds. And maybe my mentor has feedback that this particular thing is over the top, or tone it down a bit, or change the words over here, or remove the hand gestures, or add some hand gestures, or add something more over here. That particular comment.
The comment, I don't know where it went.
Okay, no problem. You have given the comment, right? You hit it on submit a comment.
Yes.
Okay. Now, can you please stop your screen share? Let's see where that comment went. All right, can we see this comment section over here at 1 minute? It is delivered quite powerfully, Nirmit. I get the comment immediately, whatever the comment is shared. I hope this answers the question which was asked regarding the, Nareen, like you wanted to know about how the comprehensive feedback is given and how exactly it can be shared with mentors. I think Shama also had that question. Is that particular part clear for everyone? Okay, now there are final 2 aspects and I have approximately 4 minutes in my hand to share those aspects. So the first aspect which I'm going to share is, when I was speaking to all of you, I had this private Yoodli going on with me. Are you able to see the private Yoodli in front of me?
Not really.
Not really?
I can just see a strip. I can't see more than a strip.
Correct. It's just a strip. Now, when I start speaking, and if I'm not letting anybody else speak, if I'm not allowing the questions, that is the time when Yoodli was giving me a pop-up. You have been speaking for more than 1 minute. Let others chime in. Or if I was speaking too fast, then over here, Yoodli was giving me a prompt. Speak a little slowly. And when I was speaking very slowly, it was telling me, now you can talk a little quickly. That is what this particular thing was showing me. And this particular part is telling me how much time I have been speaking. This is my private Yoodli, which nobody else can see. This is something that you will have to work with when you are now over here. I'm taking a screenshot and sharing with everyone. Over there, you can see at the top, there is a stripe which just is visible to me. It is not visible to anyone else, and it just gives messages to me. Second aspect is how you do that. Once you have signed up on Yoodli, there is a private Yoodli option. Once you click on it, once you install it in your system, then your private Yoodli is with you throughout. Second aspect is that because our meeting is being, we cannot enter this particular meeting room without registering. So if the registration is disabled for a particular meeting, or if there is no registration, then a Yoodli bot can enter the meeting room It records the entire meeting and it gives you feedback for the entire meeting. For example, at my home club, we have all of our meetings recorded on Yoodli. Now, this particular meeting was a Toastmasters meeting which happened in my club. There were so many participants in the meeting. So each of the participant, I just have to click on that speaker and then they tell us what is the scenario with that speaker. 3 O's, 1 R's, 1 like. This is something that can be done with the meeting recordings. There is just one catch over here. Yoodli is still working on the voice recognition software, making it more powerful. So at this point of the time, it just grabs up if anybody else speaks in the middle of the speech, or it sometimes overlaps. Yoodli is working on it, and over a period of time, Yoodli is becoming better and better with every version. I mean, I have been doing the Yoodli education sessions for the past 2 months now. And I can tell you that every 15 days when I'm doing an education session, there is something new that Yoodli has introduced. The final thing about Yoodli, which we have not touched upon, is we saw how to record the speech on Yoodli, wherein we go over here, we click on speech. But if I want to prepare for an interview for job or something like that, I can click on interview. And over here, I have options on what I want to practice on. So I'm not a product manager, but if I have to go for a product management interview, I just say start, and over here, describe a time you used data to influence an important stakeholder. Now, I have never really used a data because I don't know anything about it. So I don't know how I'm going to answer this question, but somebody who is a product manager can actually use this particular part. And then when they go to next question, Yoodli is thinking about what the next question should be. Now, because I did not answer the question properly, they could not generate it. But if you are really into that field, you will get better results from Yoodli. And that, I think I'm already 1 minute over time from what I had in hand. I really hope that I was able to answer all the queries, and I hope that this particular segment was useful and not boring. And I really hope that you will all start using Yoodli in your regular meetings and use it for your speech development as well. Thank you so much. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Dr. Gayatri. We learned a lot about Yoodli from it, and we'll definitely use it to improve our Toastmaster meetings and how to get feedback from our mentors in a quicker way. Please let me know when you can see my screen. Distinguished Toastmaster Gayatri Deshmukh, please accept this certificate on our behalf for your amazing education session.
Thank you so much. It was much pleasure and privilege to be able to present this session here.
And now we are on the second leg of our meeting. So the first leg of our meeting was the amazing distinguished Toastmaster Dr. Gayatri's education session on Yoodli. And now we have Toastmaster Nirmit, who won at the Humorous Speech Contest at Jubilance this year. So she won on Sunday, and we decided to have a session, since most of us missed her speech, where she can give her speech live over here in front of all of us. So I would like to invite Toastmaster Nirmit to share her speech. But before that, I would like to tell all of you a little bit about Toastmaster Nirmit, which you all might not know about her. She's a motivational speaker and trainer with 18 years of experience in the field. She's the second runner-up of Super Speakers Season 1 by Success Gyan. She's featured in top publications like Outlook and Femina. She's an MBA from SB Jain with rich corporate experience, having developed a holistic understanding of business and leadership. She's an accomplished Toastmaster with 6 awards in 6 months. and she's a mentor for business storytelling powered by artificial intelligence. And she's also a trainer for super speaker competition. Over to you, Toastmaster Nirmit.
Okay, thank you everyone for such lovely response. I have been getting messages from everyone, and it's this club is so dear to me, and I'm so happy to have brought glory to this club through my speech. Thank you so much, everyone. You all have been very supporting and encouraging throughout. And here is my trophy. I'd like to share it. It's like, this is the box. So I thought, can you all see? So I will unbox it in front of you. It's a nice box. And there is this beauty, if you can see. Thank you so much.
So Toastmaster Nupur, we would love to hear your speech which you gave live. And
Nirmit.
Sorry, what did I say?
Nupur.
Sorry, so sorry, Nirmit. I don't know what's happening to me today. I'm mixing names. Our rockstar Toastmaster Nirmit, we would love to hear your speech. And the stage is yours. If you would like people to turn their cameras on, unmute or whatever, that's all on you.
Give laughter whenever possible. One disclaimer I want to give: Zoom, and there's a lot of difference between the real stage and Zoom. And I am Naren was there in the real event, and he would see that how much ever I try, stage is stage. Another kind of energy comes when you're on stage. I'm a different person on stage. I'll try to bring as much of it as possible. Let me, I'm just putting it here so that I can show the whole hand gestures and all. Are you able to hear me properly? All right.
Yes,
So,
yes.
Since you all don't know the name of my speech, I'll announce for myself. Nirmit Goel, the unrecognized national sport. The unrecognized national sport, Nirmit Goel. All right. In the heart of every Indian lies a sport that can become the national sport by sheer popularity. Untouched by competitions, it's played for pure pleasure. Good evening, contest chair, judges, and my dear fellow Toastmasters. We all have that one uncle in our neighborhood who's always interested in our academics. What are you doing? Engineering or medical? That helicopter auntie who always keeps track of when the teenage daughters return home. Mrs. Kapoor's daughter, she came at 12 o'clock last night and the boy came to drop her. Next day, Mrs. Kapoor would lash back at Mrs. Verma's son. I saw him smoking. You know what? It can be really competitive. Then we have the Shadi.com granny, whose life's mission is to get you married. And then there's level 2. Any good news? There's a level 2 also. And it doesn't end with seeking information. It expands to giving advice. Advice coming from ancient medieval times. So if seeking information was 20% of the game, advice is 80%. Yeah. The golden 80-20 rule applies here too. As there's no name for this sport, let's call it gossip ice. Gossip plus advice. Gossip ice. And it's also spicy. I unknowingly organized a whole tournament of gossip ice when I decided to go for a second child after a gap of 12 years. No, I was not busy frolicking in the fields to have forgotten production. We had consciously dropped the idea of a second child. I had crossed level 1 of gossipies and all those nosy aunts had given up. In my case, the pressure came from my own daughter. Mama, I want a sibling. Sleep with me in my bed. And I got emotional. Oh, my poor baby is feeling lonely. But the thought of going for a second child is just the beginning of the circus that is about to follow. Those days, my husband and I used to live in different cities for work requirements. Delhi, Mumbai, 2 states. So earlier, he used to plan his visits according to the festivals, events like marriages, PTMs. Now one more variable got added. My ovulation cycle. So I tracked my cycle like a hawk, waiting for that one magical day in a month. Waiting for that one magical day in a month when I can conceive. And he better be here on that day. 1 second, please. And he better be here on that day. I can see some of you are getting educated here. Guess what? The most important meetings would fall on that day. No, sometimes he did manage to come, but then the entire extended family would come over. Unannounced, uninvited. And instead of we entertaining each other, we ended up entertaining the guests. Not in the same manner, of course. After a lot of trials and tribulations, I was finally pregnant. And the preliminary rounds of gossipies began. They already have a daughter. They're going for a second child after 12 years. This one has to be a boy. Strange logic, but in gossipies, you have brownie points for this. No marks for guessing. I got a girl. And now, the pro players came onto the field. Monu auntie came in acquisition mode. You didn't get the gender test done? That's illegal. I asked her back. And what do I do after the gender test? She was not ready for that. One laugh. And but here goes the acquisitions. My mother-in-law's friend, she came in gender equality mode. It's okay. Nowadays, girls are as good as boys, but I'm happy. And then some far-off relatives who I'd never seen before. They came in depression mode. Took a chance after 12 years. Look what happened. But I'm genuinely happy. Heaven is going to fall. I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy. World will come to an end. You know what? Having 2 daughters is apparently a taboo subject. And now here's the big one. All taboos are created by gossipers. How much ever popular it might be, gossipies can never be a respectable sport. It gives a false sense of benevolence when it's actually detrimental in nature. So today, I'm gifting you this new term so that you can identify the gossipers around you and defend yourself. Contest check. I'm sorry, my phone rang in the middle. Yes. So who's the contest chair here? Tahira is the MC.
No contest chair, unfortunately.
No, I repeated
Only
the whole
me.
thing.
Huh.
And I'm really sorry, my phone rang twice.
Not following rules, very bad, Nirmit, huh?
My mother-in-law called.
I understand.
Imagine, my mother-in-law, I'll have to give a lot of answers now.
More gossipies.
Yes, more gossipies.
All right. Nirmit, stay on the screen because now we have Toastmaster Naren who's going to come and interview you about your journey of HSC. Over to you, Toastmaster Naren.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, sure. Loud and clear.
Okay. Toastmaster Nirmit, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So we have been meeting online, and for the first time you attended an offline Toastmasters event, and that too of this large scale. So how was your overall experience of this mega event jubilance?
Oh, it was something that, anybody who loves the stage and anybody who's a social person like me would love. And most of you know that I'm recovering from a fracture. So anyway, from the past 5 months, I was restricted to bed and I was restricted to home. This was such a great breather for me to have come out, to have mingled with such lovely people, to have listened to such great speeches. It was amazing. It was a treat for a person who loves to hear good content. And for me, especially, to come all the way from Delhi to Hyderabad. And it was especially after being restricted to bed and home for quite some time, it was like out of the world experience. I am still, absorbing the warmth and the action that happened over there.
Wow, great.
And plus one more thing, all these names that, Kaira used to say, speak to Charan, speak to Joy. And I used to feel like they don't know me, whether they will, entertain me or no. But now, having gone there and met all of them and bonded with each one of them so well, it is become much easier now to, now all of us like our big family. And it reminded me of college days, at 12 o'clock, I went for that Limca book of records recording. And it was like in hostel, till 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock, like everybody's roaming around. And, with a bottle of water or, anything in their shots. And I got that kind of a feeling and I felt, a lot younger.
Wow, that's so nice. So you, Nirmit, you traveled from Delhi all the way to Hyderabad to attend this event. What were your thoughts before the contest, and how are you feeling after winning the competition?
So it was when they asked me, when Sharon asked me, Nirmit, they all knew that I have this fracture. Would you be attending? And that was just, not even a month old, the fracture. And I said, without doubt, of course I'm coming. And towards the end, in the last month, I increased my physiotherapy also so that, I can, give the speech standing. But, whatever time it takes, when doctor says 6 to 8 months, it means 6 to 8 months, they speak of this. So how much ever I try to, do it in 5 months, it won't be possible. But anyways, it was like, there were never ever was a doubt that, I don't want to go. I have earned this. I just want to be there. Whatever be the case, how much ever, we'll figure out how to go. We'll figure out how to deliver the speech, sitting, standing, whatever case. But I'm going to go there. This was for sure. And towards the end, my husband kept saying, why aren't you booking the tickets? Why aren't you booking the tickets? Because generally, everywhere I would go alone. And this time I said, I am not confident to go alone. And so he said, fine, okay, I'll come with you. But then past 1 week, before going, he kept saying, what will I do there? I'll get bored. This is not my line at all. It's Saturday, Sunday. Stock market is also not working. I don't even have stock market, to put my minds on. And it was like more than, focusing on my speech. I was like, how to keep him entertained there. He should feel comfortable. Otherwise, this tam will go on continuously. And thanks to Naren and Sharon and Mansi and Ramakant, Pragya, everybody that, they kept him entertained. And actually he enjoyed the speeches. He enjoyed that, good quality content that was there. He actually enjoyed.
Wow, that is so nice to hear. So, Nirmit, that must be challenging for you to travel in this health condition. At any point of time, did you get an idea to drop, or what was basically driving you?
Nothing. It was just, I just have to go. We'll figure out how to go. It's never a chance. I've cleared, I've earned it. I just have to go there. So this was only driving me, and everything else was driven by this one thought. And in fact, Joy told me also, like, he said, it's so great that you've come. I said, yeah, of course, I had to come. He said, no, not everybody thinks like that. There was a person who was, there were 2 people who backed out in one of the competitions, and they were from Hyderabad itself. One of them just didn't turn up. One of them said, I'm having headache and I'm not coming. Then saying like, and you with all these pain and all this physical discomfort you have come. So then I realized, okay, yes, maybe people, this is the kind of word that you give to yourself. This is the kind of life that you define for yourself. And I am not a quitter, so I don't, agree to that kind of life, whatever be the case. Jayenge, participate karenge, harenge, jeetenge, whatever it is, but we'll do it.
Congratulations and best wishes.
Yeah, Pragya is writing, we are fighters.
Sessions.
Pragya, really, she came with her stitches and here and on leg, and she was like everywhere, running up and down, doing, not even once she was taking advantage of that. Like, I have got hurt, so I will not do this. So I saw her running around, doing everything. And then finally, this was unbelievable was that she did a dance also. So that could have, if anybody was not a fighter, would have, just said backed out, okay, no, I can't dance in that position. But then she's also like, me only, love you, buddy.
Okay, now let us take a few lessons from you. How do you create a winning speech, Nirmit? And how do you basically prepare for it?
I think winning speech, more than, for a speech to become perfect requires a lot of versions. So you have to keep, one is like, you one day you'll feel that, oh, I've written a very great speech. But then you have to rest it. Rest it means you have to rest it overnight. Next day you'll see, oh, it's not so great. So you have to, go through several versions. You have to think again how this audience will take this, how the audience will take that. And especially for humorous speech, you have to really think of, where the laughter will come, whether, what you might be finding it funny, others might not be finding it funny. So you have to, a lot of thinking has to go, over a period of time. Things can't be done within a week. So several versions have to happen.
Great. And kind of mentorship you get in the process.
Yes, the mentorship, because so you have to, the more you take feedback, the better it is. And especially in humorous, my biggest challenge was the time part. That, when the laughter comes, you'll have to wait. So how do you time it? You might not overshoot. You might overshoot. And the thing is, when you overshoot, It's like you can get this 1 second. Just let me just finish it. Hello, I'm in a meeting. Please. I'll call back. I'll call. मैं बाद में बात करती हूँ. अभी मैं meeting में हूँ.
Did you say that to your mother-in-law just now?
Yes.
High five, man. Now these are the learnings.
No. I have a great understanding and great relationship with my mother-in-law, developed over years. And so that is why I could disconnect. And finally I said, no, she'll keep on calling me. So I just have to tell her that I'll call back. But yeah, this is a relationship you build over years. It has taken a long time. It doesn't start like this. So anybody who's thinking that, it started like this, no, it doesn't. It takes years of lot of work, focused work on that. Lot of things you have to hear and absorb and not answer back. And then it comes. So coming to humorous, the biggest challenge was the time, So I was always, thank you so much, Mario. And so what happens is you don't know how much time the laughter will go on. So what if you exceed the time? What if laughter doesn't come? Then what to do? And certain things are like spontaneous. So you have to keep, some time for that also. Like, at least 2 statements you should be able to put in spontaneous at that time. Like my speech was for a higher age bracket. But when I went there, I realized that, 70% of the, audience was students. So then I had put that statement of, I can see some of you are getting educated there. And a good laughter came in that. So that became a punch. So you have to have these kind of provisions in your speech, especially in humorous speech, that you can add last minute something. Because if you keep it end to end and the audience is different and you can't improvise in the end. So I had kept certain things for that. So I had kept some space. I had to remove certain good chunk. It is very difficult to remove because you love entire of your speech. I removed something so that I can, keep something spontaneous then and there. Yes.
Thanks for the insights, Nirmai. Your speech went to the next level with the help of props. What made you think of using these props, and how did you choose these props particularly?
Somehow my best ideas, they come in the last moment. And my best ideas come at night. So I kept thinking that I am not able to stand. I will be delivering the speech sitting. I will not be able to cover the stage. So what do I do to create that impact? What more can I do? And how to bring that extra vaganza to the stage? So at night, I thought of, I had just one day, 2 nights before. So maybe 31st. Yeah, 31st night, I got this brilliant idea of, having a banner of Gossipies, because maybe people won't be able to understand Gossipies. So this banner. So I'm not very mobile. This banner that I created, which created an impact. And so I'm not very mobile to, go into the market and get this. So I asked my, co-sister Devrani, a cousin Devrani, who is as creative as me, to buy a cloth. If not available, then get it dyed. So she bought a cloth, she got it dyed blue color because blue, represents sports more. And I said that, just get these stitched and I'll put dandiya sticks over here. So if you see, these are dandiya sticks inside to create this banner. And these are stickers, but this one had to be cut. So she gave a project guys to cut this. And, at night, one day, next day I have to fly. And at night I was sitting and making the banner. And then again, I was thinking, how to bring the climax, how to maza nahi aa raha. I'm like, climax nahi aa raha. Maza nahi aa raha. And then it suddenly, at night, it struck me, that I can, do something symbolic, like, all these chains are there, the shackles. And in the end, I break the shackles. So what do I do? So then I bought this, and, the last day, that is on 1st June, when I went for the therapy. So I was cutting all these stripes, and I made my driver sit there and make these chains. And till night we were making, and I told my driver that I'm going to break it. So ma'am, करवा क्यों रहे हो फिर? मैं कहा नहीं नहीं, ये टूटेगा फिर जुड़ेगा, फिर टूटेगा फिर जुड़ेगा, and it's okay. And you know, in the morning I made these so that, you know, people will understand, you know, what I'm saying. So I think 4th की morning में मैं बैठ के ये बना रही थी बैठ के. So like in the room, this is what I did. So, you know, last moment things happened and it created a good impact. I would like to know from others who were there, like how the impact. I would really like to hear.
No,
from
I was
Katya.
there. Definitely, Nirmit, it was when I saw it inside, I was definitely feeling that this is the winning speech. That is so good. And I'm
Pratyay
fortunate
saying
that
beer,
I saw it live.
don't drink beer. Naren will, you know, confirm. I was just holding it for the sake of it. It was just to keep my husband entertained. Ki bhaiya wo bhag na jaye. He said first night he asked for beer. He said no, we don't serve it in the restaurant. अब next day क्या करे? तो नरेन को रोका, Sharon को रोका, Mansi को रोका, and they all had beer. I said I'm not going to have. Next day also I just clicked the picture. Naren is witness to that. Yeah, of course I missed you. So they had a party. So every night used to be a party in my room. And that's how my husband stay put. Otherwise, you know, one fine day I get up and he's gone. कि मैं bore हो गया, मैं जा रहा हूँ.
So basically, jab hum, you know, when we were doing all the stuff mehnat over there, you were enjoying your beers with your husband.
Yeah, these guys, but they actually deserved it because, you know, for pushing my wheelchair, you know, doing everything, helping me down at times. My husband was literally picking me and, you know, putting down. The best part of, you know, breaking your leg is, you know, after so many years of marriage, your husband picks you up in your lap and then you put it down. So I was like enjoying this romance sort of. I don't know whether he was enjoying. I was enjoying.
No, indeed, Rajni sir is a real gentleman. I had a good time. I have good memories. But to ask you, Nirmit, the last question from me, what is your sweetest memory from this trip?
Oh, everything. First of all, you know, this the crowd that was there, it reminded of my college days, you know, when we used to organize festival, college fests, you know, and there was one group, you know, they kept, you know, that war cry they had. Something, and they kept doing that, and it was like, it reminded of my college. You know, we also used to have a war cry, and it used to go like this, if I remember correctly. Ampere kere kamba, ampo zamboza, ambo zambo zalue, ambe orambe. So something like this, we used to do that. So this group kept doing it, and finally, you know, I said, "Nahi yaar, mere ko participate karna hai isme." And then finally, I said, "Guys, I'll hold your hand and do this with me for cry." I also danced that in the end, the dance that was there, and I was showing to my physiotherapist today morning. He said, "Ma'am, you should not every night you should do this kind of a dance and you'll become all right, much better." So I really enjoyed. I felt a lot younger. I felt a lot, you know, you should be in the company of youngsters at times. It rejuvenates you, and it was a great experience. You know, I remember my college days when we used to organize and used to work very hard, and in the end we used to party hard. So that was there, and every party is a gem. I can't tell you what wonderful people were there, each one of them. So I would suggest, you know, those who missed something, please don't, you know, miss. So please don't miss such events because it's an experience. And I have come back so much rejuvenated after that. I'm very happy I attended.
No, we can definitely see that, Nirmit. Now I will take one or two questions from the audience. If if that is not already covered and you have a unique question that you want Toastmaster Nirmit to answer, please go ahead. Just 1 or 2 questions.
I have a question.
Yeah, Chama? Yeah,
Nirmit,
please go ahead.
Kongs, of course, and it was awesome. And I suppose that day it must have been all the more better because the stage is there and the environment is there. But apart from that, like, what made you so confident? I mean, that you're going to win, or maybe like this is going to turn out good.
Frankly, I'm telling you, it's not that, the confidence that I had. I just went there to perform. And the speakers there were very good. Pragya's husband, I didn't know the rules. Okay. So in the first day, lunchtime, Joy came and Joy told me the rules that, we don't ask questions to those who have the next contest. So I said, oh, yeah. So then, okay, fine. And so next contest, the first was evaluation contest, I think. Second was ISC. So then again, this Rahul Jain came. I had observed him. He was very good. He was a great speaker. And then he gave a very wonderful speech. This time they didn't ask him the question. I said, oh my God, let me check my group of HSC. Is he there also? I said, oh God, he's there also. This guy is a competition to me. Baki sabko dekh lungi main. And then he was there, and he's a gentleman. He's a great person. And then again, he was in table topics also. So the 3 of them, he won. But HSC mein to main thi na. So I was there, and I met some very good people.
Nirmit, if I can request you, speak in English because we have people from abroad who are here.
Okay, so it's a dialogue from a scene in a famous movie that I am there. So which Shah Rukh Khan, a great actor, says. So I just said that dialogue to just create some fun. So it was like met some beautiful speakers, wonderful speakers, lot of respect for each one of them. Winning and losing, it's not about winning and losing at all. It's about breaking your own, you crossing your own limits, you raising your own level. It's about that. It is never about winning or losing. So in fact, I was the last contestant. I didn't even hear the first 5 contestants. I heard only the 6th one. And I would want to, Pragya, if your club also there, his club also is doing, I would love to listen to his speech and other speeches too. So I'm like waiting for the recordings because everybody was a great speaker. It's just a matter of day. It's just a matter of time. It's about you raising your own level. It's all about that. If you have raised your own level during a competition, you're a winner. That's about it. I hope you've answered your question, Shama.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Any one last question?
Mario has his hand up.
Yes, Mario. Please go ahead, Mario.
Nirmit, is this your first year competing in any contest?
No, this is not my first time. In Toastmasters, this is my first time. There is all India competition called a Super Speaker. So I had gone for that, and out of 40,185 contestants, I was 2nd runner-up. So I have taken part in one of the contests before, but in Toastmasters, this was my first ever.
Congratulations on the win.
Thank you so much. I would really like Pragya to say something. She was there and she's like a real fighter. She's my inspiration.
Okay. So the stitches you were talking about are still there. I'm carrying it with pride. We'll take 15 more days because of the event. I stretched my time for that.
Can somebody highlight her?
I'm looking for her. She keeps jumping every time I find her. She jumps.
I'm still in jubilance mode, that's what I was doing there.
Same, exactly. I'm also in jubilance mode. And she was there also with all the stitches on the hand, on the feet. She was jumping around everywhere. Plus, she did the dance also. That was like the epic thing.
I could not see the pain until I saw those things. I felt, but by seeing her energy, her involvement, engagement, I mean, I could not guess that she has gone through what she has gone through.
So one thing was there probably, something similar to what Nirmit said, that if she decided in her mind that she just had to do it, whatever way, we'll find a way. That was a similar thing to me, because she was still a contestant. If she would not have come, we still had to arrange for an online, hybrid thing. Although our preference was all the people to experience the physical stage, because it's a altogether different feeling and experience when you do it there. So on my head, it was more of a dagger, because all the district officers, top six were there and shouting on me that what the hell are you doing when you've got, day before yesterday, you've got this kind of stitches and all. They're all not even started to heal. And I had a surgery a day before where jubilance started. So they had to do the surgery for my hand. And so she just had to listen to one or two, her husband and all. I had to listen to top six and my husband and my mother and everybody shouting on me as to what is happening. All I thought was like, 4 months of hard work you put into something. You just can't let it go. It's so close to your heart that you just can't let it go like that. I told them, you don't call me on stage, you don't acknowledge me, you don't do anything, but don't throw me out of my work. I can't just, do that particular part. And it's okay if you can't answer people, don't call me on stage. That was fine with me. And then Nirmit came into picture. And so I got to know in advance that there is some contestant who has got a fracture and might not be able to make it to the conference. I was like, it would be an amazing feeling if that person can somehow actually come and attend, because this is something which you're not going to get again. It's not the same feeling online. And then I asked who's the contestant. They're like, from somebody from Division B. I was like, there are very few clubs in Division B, and one of the club is my mentee club there. Who is it? They're like, Nirmit. Oh, I was like, okay, fine. Now what are we doing? That was the thing. And then on the day I see her there, I was like, okay, fine. Abhi, the focus will not be on me. It will go to her. They will leave my headache and they focus on her and how to maintain this contestant. So I was free from my things. And then we had a lot of, these things that she would not be able to climb the stage and we would need a ramp or something like that, all those arrangements. And I was shouting on the top of the voice because the ramp guy did not make it well. So it was supposed to be slant, but then at the end you were supposed to, you needed to lift it and take it. So I was shouting on the top of my voice, what the hell have you done? What if the contestant falls from it? This and that. This guy was like out of his mind then. But yeah, being with her, and then after the contest also we met. So my first reaction, see, I was in a difficult state because there is my mentee club, my baby club, somebody is contesting from there. And then there is my husband on the other side contesting on the same stage. So it's like my son and my husband contesting for the same trophy. What do I do? That was, so I was not cheering for both of them. I was like, with these, right, Jinja, I mean, just somebody third should win so that it doesn't come into this picture. And then Rahul came second and Nirmit came third, and I was shouting and I was screaming. I was like, yeah. And everybody was looking at me because they didn't know that STC is my mentee club. So they were all looking that, your husband has come second and still you're shouting on the top of your voice. What has happened? Why are you dancing? And they're like, no, the person who's won is from my mentee club. So it is my baby winning. So then they understood, okay, fine. They thought I have gone crazy by the third contest. I've lost it with Rahul. So they were all tensed about it. So that was an amazing experience for me because at the end of the day, I've given my 6 months, 8 months to this club, and somebody from that club coming to that stage. It was like, we had arranged that stage of 800 people for you guys. I keep telling my husband, I did all of this just for you to win. So that was the similar state for Nirmit there. And I would say that she put in all the hard work and the efforts, because she's right. There were people who did back out at the last moment. The contestant we had to arrange for, somebody who was at the count of 5 from the winners list, he was on number 5, who had actually got a chance to be on that stage. So one thing which I understood is that it takes 1 second to give up, but it takes miles and miles of effort and bounds of efforts to not give up. Maybe not to somebody else, maybe to us, she would have given up. That was a different case, but she would have also given it up for herself. That confidence is something which I carry. She has seen me carrying it. I was literally gulping painkillers. I was like, whatsoever happens, I have just have to pass these 2 days and not know any. In fact, I mentioned it to my people that, whatever happens, do not tell it on stage that normally they would do, she got hurt and still she's doing that stuff. I'm not there for pity. I'm there for my own commitment, which I did to myself, and I'm not leaving it. And that was the same commitment I saw in Nirmit that day, because she had the best chance to leave it or not leave it, but she had the best chance to let us say that, fine, you arrange a hybrid. The contest is supposed to be hybrid. But she did not do that because she wanted to feel that heat. She wanted to do justice to what she gets. That is the biggest thing which I felt at that day. And that's why she totally deserved that thing being on that stage. That is what I felt. So, Kahira, do we have the certificate of appreciation for her? Can you please share it?
Yes, we do. Just give me a second.
One thing I want to share, Sharon was also very helpful, worked very hard. And, I was not talking to anybody about it, that I will not be able to climb stairs. And it was giving me sleepless nights. And one point I just shared with Sharon, like, no, this is something that is worrying me a lot. I will not be able to climb stairs. Can a ramp be arranged? So then she figured out, she talked to the stage team and said, okay, we've arranged the ramp. So this was also, it's like, sometimes you have to ask for help and the help shall happen. But then for that, you'll have to ask for help. And there's nothing wrong with it.
Menta bhi co-convener, Nirmit, ask and it should be provided.
And then definitely that helped, because our keynote guest speaker who was there, that helped him. And then especially he was talking about the infrastructure. Yes, in India. So indeed that helped everybody.
Pragya, now should I show it?
Yes, please.
All right.
But Nirmit, my beer is still pending.
Oh, yes.
You gave it to Sharon and not to me.
No, we asked you, said you're not drinking.
I had to stand there, how would I drink?
We offered that time. My husband was beers full in the bag, laptop bag, everything else was out, and there were beers in the bag.
I know. I was on duty at that point of time. So, Nirmit, I am honored to present the certificate for the winner for Humorous Speech Contest at Jubilance for the year 2022-23 from the club speakers, trainers, and coaches. Really proud of you for your achievement, and I really hope you get many more such achievements going forward.
Thank you. It's an honor to get it from you.
Thank you. Okay, can we have the picture with the certificate? Nirmit, can we spotlight her?
1 second. She is spotlighted.
Okay.
No, Naren is spotlighted.
Toastmaster Aditya, can you spotlight Nirmit and Pragya? And remove all other spotlights. Nirmit, you're taking it?
1 second. Yeah, done.
Cool. Okay. Can we have the next certificate?
Sure.
So this certificate is presented to Toastmaster Naren Yadav for achieving the Golden Feather Award. Now, Golden Feather Award is given to somebody who has shown outstanding performance and has gone beyond the club to the area or division levels to achieve something extraordinary, not being only part of the club, but of the global community. So congratulations, Toastmaster Naren. Being a new member, taking step forward, going beyond club. Show us your feather. the first feather in your cap of Toastmasters, right? So this is Toastmaster Naren's award.
Thank you so
and
much. Thank you so much.
really happy people going forward from this club, because I still remember the start of this club and how confused we all were as to how things will work. And now going beyond getting those awards means a lot, not only to you, but to me as well. So congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Can we click a picture with this?
Can someone else click it? Because for some reason I am getting more people on my screen.
Naren is not. I've taken.
Cool. Thank you, Nirmit. Pragya, I'm going to the next one.
Yes. So to give next awards, I would like to call somebody who has been an integral part of this club, helping throughout meetings. I have been a mentor, but I think he has attended more meetings now than what I did and has given more to the club than what I did. Can I please have Toastmaster Varun? Can you please unmute, turn on your video and present this award?
Unfortunately, I won't look good. I am
That's
absolutely
okay.
tired.
Whatever you do, you will not look good.
I am waiting for my flight. Anyways, Toastmaster Aditya, where are you? I don't see you. You have taken up the Zoom.
Hi, buddy. How are you?
I see you now. Thanks a lot.
Can somebody please remove my spotlight and keep only Toastmaster Varun and Toastmaster Aditya in spotlight?
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Aditya, for being the membership champion. I know it is a very hectic task to ask everyone to take pathways up, deliver their speeches, and especially join Toastmasters and attend the club meetings. Kudos to you for taking up this role and being the membership champion. This being one of the starting initial feathers, and you being the leader for taking the STC club to a new level and a new height. I hand over the certificate to you. Over to you, Toastmaster Aditya, for a few words.
I just would like to express my gratitude to all the EC members and all the mentors who helped us over time. And it's an honor to receive it from you, Varun, because you've always helped us in the time of need. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Aditya. And I hand over the stage back to Aditya or Tahira.
Can we go to the next award? Don't turn off your video, stay.
He's disappeared.
Oh, I haven't disappeared. I'm here.
Okay.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Tahira, for being the Toastmaster of the Year. For all those times where you sleep late, attend the meetings, and taking STC to a new level. I hand over the stage to you to speak a few words about how did you achieve this level. Tahira.
Thank you, Toastmaster Varun. So I don't have a speech or anything in mind, but it was just the support of club members and you. I know there were and our mentors and everyone. There were times when I called you at random times in the day, and you spent hours giving me advice, which really helped me. Also, after our meetings, you would help sit and give me feedback about the meeting. And there were times when I kidnapped you and made you general evaluator. I think that really helped. So thank you, Toastmaster Varun, for this.
Thanks a lot, Tahira. And you deserve the certificate and the award. Over to you, Pragya.
Thank you. For the members to know, Toastmaster of the Year is given by the district director, who currently is Toastmaster Joy, and Toastmaster of the Year is selected on the basis of somebody who has gone far beyond the the award is basically submitted by the division director. From each division, there would have been somebody, some 2 to 3 people who have finally got to the division directors, and they would have sent the referrals to the district director. So Kyra has got it for division B.
Thank you,
Right?
Pragya. Yeah, division B1. I mean,
Yes.
division B, right?
Division B. Yes.
And I can see Toastmaster Anand is here, so I would like him to say a few words, and I would like to say thank you to him for giving me this award. So thank you, Toastmaster Anand, and we would like to hear a few words from you about your experience with Nirmit and also gently. Toastmaster Anand?
Yeah, thanks, Kara. Actually, I'm unable to open my camera because I'm in the marketplace. Okay.
Sure.
So we have selected 2 people and you are one of them. And finally, the district director has asked me to go for one. So I've selected you because I seen you working from last 6 months. When Rashi was there, I've seen at that time. So I seen you working from last 1 year. And really, you really worked hard for STC and you deserve the same. That's why I selected you. So congratulations once again. Many
Thank you,
more to
Toastmaster.
go. You will receive many things more. That a surprise for you and STC.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anand. And since this meeting was all about Nirmit, I would like you to also say something about your experience with meeting Nirmit and hearing her live.
I will not say anything more about the Nirmit because I was also judging her there. So nothing from my side. Okay. So Nirmit can share something about because he met me for the first time in the conference. And not only me, other area directors of Division B also. Apart from Sharon, 2 other area directors were there. That is Isabella Arpita and Jyoti Patnaik. So I think you met all of them. So how you like the leadership team of Division B and what are your experience with us and what you want Division B to do in the future?
This is very smart, Anand. You put the whole thing on me, and you very cleanly said I was the judge, so I will not speak. This was very
Because I
smart.
want, because it is not for me, I cannot say anything because I am also marking you at that time.
Oh, I didn't know you were the judge. Great to know that. Now I know that you were the judge. The whole, in fact, why just area B? I think the entire Jubilance team was extremely helpful, not just for me, for everybody. And all of them, their hard work showed. How I know I have been in the organizing committees of such shows in my college times, very in the thick of the things, and I know how much hard work it takes to bring up a show of this sort. And a lot of things happen, a lot of things suddenly unfold as surprises, and you have to take care of that immediately, like the show must go on. And it really went on. And I this is the first time I met you, Anand, and many times Sharon, Kyra would say, contact Anand, and I used to feel, okay, he doesn't know me, how what will he know me, and I'll have to tell, okay, I'm Nirmit, who Nirmit, sort of. But I'm so glad that now I have met each one of you, bonded with each one of you, and I think now you won't forget me. And so it's a great bonding kind of a thing that happens in such social events, the physical events, which are very important. So I'm very glad, and you are such a wonderful and warm person.
With that, I would like to thank everyone who stayed back. We're at least 10 minutes over our meeting time, and you all are still here, so it means a lot. Now with that, I would like to pass the stage back to Toastmaster Rajiv.
Thank you, Kyra. I must say that today was a wonderful learning session on Yoodli, and I can't say that learning how to create humorous speech is the best. So with this, I will say that we are adjourning this meeting till next week, Wednesday. We meet again for our weekly meeting of speakers, trainers, and coaches. Thank you everyone for participating.